Let's get going.
The pineal gland remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries, holding the key to understanding the spiritual world, energy, and consciousness. Centuries ago, Descartes suggested that the pineal gland was the seat of the soul. In this video, we will explore the mysteries and perceived powers of this amazing gland and the third eye, followed by a simple yet profoundly impactful practice to awaken this crucial aspect. Stay with us until the end. While much discussion surrounds the pineal gland and the concept of the third eye, one of its most compelling features often goes unnoticed: the presence of calcite crystals within this remarkable gland. While crystals can develop in various parts of the human body, such as in the ears, the pineal gland houses these remarkable calcite crystals for a profound and fascinating reason. To understand it, we need to know that crystals have the ability to store and transmit energy. They function as resonators of electromagnetic frequencies. This is why most radio transmitters use crystal components for precise signal transmission.
Wow.
Similarly, cell phones and many electronic devices utilize crystals for sending and receiving information.
I want to pause it on that. Luminescence in the pineal gland. I think this is when they start talking about the rhombohedron crystals on the outside or something like that. Um, Emission of light due to pressure upon solids. Okay.
Modern technology helps us understand that the calcite crystals within the pineal gland serve as both transmitters and receivers of electromagnetic information. This function is akin to our senses, though in a way that few people are consciously aware of. We could say that these crystals inside the pineal gland serve multiple functions, including acting as antennas and sources of inspiration.
Yeah, because what it does is it's like that. Our brain is the supercomputer. Our body is the whole entire CPU, right? But the pineal gland plays a very specific role in the brain, which the brain plays a specific role in the body. You understand? You can keep breaking it down to subcategories. And when you get to the pineal gland, guess what? There's more subcategories because all of a sudden you can start to talk about things like these little things that serve as antennas. They're like feelers almost, right? So when anything brushes up against them, the light that goes in through our eyes into our third eye, then that's when the change starts to happen. It picks up on things like a difference in energetic frequency and output. Okay.
Many people are connecting with frequencies and energies that exist beyond the physical plane. This connection is crucial for artistic creations, such as Beethoven's classical music or Michelangelo's statues. Each of us functions like an antenna, receiving and transmitting information.
Mm-hmm.
Nikola Tesla, a great genius, expressed similar ideas, believing his inventions were inspired by information received through the pineal gland. When Descartes described the pineal gland as the seat of the soul, he essentially referred to it as a bridge connecting our spiritual essence with the physical world, a bit like a radio or a remote-controlled device. Therefore, the pineal gland, believed by many traditions to be the physical counterpart of the third eye, acts as a bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical world. In spiritual terms, it is called the ajna, or the mind's eye, and is referred to as the sixth chakra, the direct link to the ultimate reality, supposed to provide perception beyond ordinary sight. The Eye of Horus, an Egyptian symbol also known as the third eye or inner eye.
Yeah, one's pointing out this way, one's pointing out that way. And people get confused and think, oh, maybe it's symbolic of our left and right eye. No, if you were to, I've seen somebody with a tattoo when I was watching a YouTube video one time, and they had the tattoo of these two eyes, the eyes of Horus and Ra or whatever, right? They had the tattoo on the side of their temple and then this side of the temple, both pointing back with like the little curved part, pointing backwards to the back of their head this way and that way. It's to show the reason they got the tattoo on both sides is because what it is a representation of our pineal gland on the inside of our brain. So they're just extrapolating it to show like what it would look like if we could see it from through our temples. So I thought that was pretty cool.
is defined in mysticism and esotericism as the invisible eye. In Sanskrit, ajna means to perceive and to command.
The Ajna
This sixth
chakra,
chakra represents the mind's power and control.
intuition,
It is an energy vortex associated with mental capacities, such as memory, concentration, and intellect. This
intuition.
energetic point opens the door to spirituality and universal consciousness. It also awakens us to mystical or spiritual reality, aligning us with the capacity to transcend, flow, and detach from material and emotional bonds. It encourages trust, intuition, and
Intuition.
connection to the divine or multi-dimensional realms.
Amen.
The deep work of this energetic center, both physically and psychologically, provides us with a higher form of energy. This energy elevates consciousness and awakens the inner being, allowing it to detach from the ego and overcome distorted emotions that negatively impact life and health. Practicing and studying the third eye or sixth chakra leads to self-consciousness, also known as self-analysis. This process embodies spiritual development and openness to the transcendental or divine. It involves letting go of past negative emotions, accepting current and past experiences as lessons, and
Yeah.
having faith in oneself.
Yeah. For me, accepting and being in that state of mind is what allowed me to be able to bring on the awakening. Okay. It wasn't that the awakening brought that on. It's that me putting myself in that right state of mind where I'm at peace and I'm okay with things. Then I can put my body physically as well into a state where that germ born in Bethlehem, the Christ oil, the Christ seed, can actually be risen and taken up from the cerebrospinal fluid. That's called the sacred secretion, the strongest activation leading to direct spiritual awakening. Many think spiritual awakening is this onset of a thing with your soul, with your spirit, with your mind. It is, but it's also physical. So, meaning it's literal. It's a real thing that happens in your body that triggers the onset of your heart, mind, body, soul, all four. You know.
By aligning with the universe and flowing with obstacles instead of resisting them, one can internally study and analyze these challenges, leading to the expansion and elevation of human consciousness.
What I really like about my therapist is that sometimes she is not afraid to just tell me things very bluntly. That was very shocking to me.
In consciousness, the third eye, or pineal gland, is a powerful sensory organ that holds our potential for intuitive and dimensional perception.
I'm glad he said it. Intuition. When it's activated properly, your intuition and your discernment go through the roof. You become a human lie detector. Nobody can get anything over on you. And the best part is you don't have to call them out for it and say, oh, you lied right there, or this is off, because you can just store that thought in your head. Just take notes, like not verbally, just take notes internally. Take these internal notes. Oh, okay, now I know this person lied. Then maybe later ask yourself, why would he lie? And then you'll get the answer to that as well, because you're tapped into source. You're directly connected to source energy. And what they've done in this world is, this fallen world that we live in, is they've tried to sever our connection with God. And they've managed to do a great job to most of us. But then when we have these spiritual awakenings, we're reconnected to God. This is how we were always meant to be. And we were always meant to feel and live this way. But they've removed it from most of us. And when we start remembering where we came from and who we truly are, our divine essence, our soul, the eternal, they don't want you to know that, so they will label you crazy. They will do the gaslighting. They will get the flying monkeys to gang stalk you. They'll do all of that stuff. They'll leave negative reviews. They'll try to deter you from your path, because that's the whole point. They're mad that you're even fighting back, or that you even realize this, because they were betting that nobody would. They thought it was all over. They're the best. They win. No, God wins in the end.
Sense can be developed and refined to
It is written. It is finished.
detect multidimensional information, connect patterns, and transmit data to our physical brain for sensory application. Using the third eye is not about having magical powers. It is a natural part of human nature. Anyone can develop this ability through practice,
Yo,
patience, proper training, and acceptance of its multidimensional nature. The pineal gland, or brain epiphysis, is where the third eye functions. Physically, this gland is an endocrine organ located in the center of the brain, in both animals and humans.
Endocrine system.
It produces the
Wow, I didn't know that animals had it too.
hormones melatonin and serotonin, and has a pine cone structure shaped like a tiny pineapple. The third eye, often
I didn't know both melatonin and I did know that because what it really does is it secretes melatonin and then it's turned to serotonin or vice versa. But either way, that one chemical is extracted and turns into the other one. So it's not like what I was thinking is serotonin and then on the other one's like oxytocin, I think. So the land that flows with milk and honey.
considered an additional sense, offers numerous benefits. It enhances our sensory openness, provides evidence-based insights, and helps us work with multidimensional energies. It increases emotional and visual empathy, allows us to see auras or the light of others,
It can
and facilitates
sometimes.
telepathy.
I've never had that. I've never been able to see anybody's aura. Even when I activated the sacred secretion, I just couldn't. That wasn't my gift. My gift was the intuition and discernment and the all knowing, which is, I think, clairsentient or one of the clairs. But I was getting gifted with all these different clairs, which is realistically, it's an access to the supernatural. Temporary, by the way. It's not like once I activated the sacred secretion, I've always been in God mode like that. No, it only lasted like 3 to 6 weeks, and then the next months when I kept doing it, the next month, it got weaker. It wasn't as noticeable because I already knew how it felt, and it wasn't as strong. I don't know why. Maybe the onset and the initial onset was a lot of the oil that my cup runneth over, and then the next month not as much oil going down and up the Ida and Pingala nerve, and then the next month even less until on month number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Eventually, I couldn't do it anymore, and maybe my well run dry, like all the oil dried up. You know what I'm saying?
Or intuitive communication. Additionally, it aids in mental healing and self-healing. Many cultures have acknowledged and spoken about this gland, known as the third eye. The Eye of Horus, an Egyptian symbol, represents protection, authentic power, and the ability to attain.
So that's the one that when we're looking at it, it goes off to the left, I guess. What's that? Eye of Horus. Horus. Think of the letter H for Horus to the left. If something's going from right to left, then it gets circular, circularly, whatever. It would be going clockwise to the left, and then down, and then to the left. And so think of it like that. Horus, think H, and then Hours, hours, Horus. If you switch the U and R, it's the same word. So your hours in a day that go by. So that's how I would remember it if I had to. It's a little complex. It's probably an easier way to memorize it. But let's see what we're working with here. Because the Eye of Horus, and then there's another one.
Good internal and external health. It was also referred to as the Eye of Ra and Hathor. Horus, an ancestral sky deity in Egyptian myth.
That's what he meant. But I don't think they are the same exact thing because one of them points the opposite way.
Mythology was often depicted as a hawk. The true meaning of the Eye of Horus is the embodiment of the green color, symbolizing growth, healing, and the revitalization of the being.
Yeah, maybe like a normal color green or bright green or neon green, not that pale, sickly green. In fact, that reminds me of like a puke green or death, like the pale horse of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't know. See how shading can change a color's meaning?
In Hinduism, the third eye refers to the ajna, or brow chakra, and is associated to the sound Om. In both Hinduism and Buddhism, it is believed to be located around the middle of the forehead, slightly above the junction of the eyebrows, symbolizing the enlightenment achieved through meditation. In Taoism, it is believed that with training, one can tune into the vibration of the universe and achieve states of profound meditation. The third eye in Taoism is considered the eye of the mind, which can be physically expanded when opened. In Christianity, The concept of the invisible eye or third eye is metaphorical for discerning good and evil. It is the place where God meets with us. This eye represents reason, meditation, and reflection, often described as possessing a Christ mind. In Theosophy, Helena Blavatsky suggested that this eye of gold, or third eye, is located in the pineal gland.
It's not just that it's located in the pineal gland, it is the fucking pineal gland. But yeah.
According to Madame Blavatsky, the third eye was a real eye in early root races, but has now become the partially dormant pineal gland, which resides between the two hemispheres of the brain.
Yeah.
There are many techniques to activate the third eye. However,
Starting with don't drink fluoridated water, which is really hard to do. You have to invest in a $300 to $500 machine to get rid of it. But I'm going to do that one day. But for now, I'm saving up for a used car so I can go train MMA again. Then after that, my next thing will be the water, because I want to learn to tap into the sacred secretion again. Oh my God, what a ride that was.
it is recommended to choose the one that resonates most with you. The experience of opening the third eye is unique and personal. It is not something that can be easily explained to others.
Yeah.
It is simply an individual.
After so much practice, what I can do now is when my eyes are closed, especially when my eyes are closed and I'm not talking much, I literally just did it. My brain goes, it vibrates from like the center of my brain outwards. So it's like a ripple effect. Like if you've ever been able to study vibration, that it starts from a center point and it comes out 360 degrees all the way out. So like, but it's also going this way, this way, this way. Every angle, 360 degrees around you, starting at a center point like that and getting bigger, right? And that's what I can do to my brain because I learned to use my brain as a muscle to push the cerebral spinal fluid down my spine. And then when it gets back up around like the back of the neck or the back of the brain, I got to start pushing it up and then forward and then down to the right a little so that it can go into this chamber. That's how it felt for me. So,
Journey. Yeah. This personal experience can transform your life, and consequently, humanity as a whole. However, remember that this type of openness and experience cannot be conveyed through intellect, but through direct experience. Today, I would like to share with you a simple technique involving visualization, intuition, and the perception of higher consciousness or different planes.
Okay.
This technique aims to activate what is known as the third eye, or Ajna chakra. While the technique may seem simple, it can yield surprising results. It's versatile and can be used for various purposes, such as finding lost items, seeking inspiration.
I've never heard of this. This has got to be something new to me.
Fostering creativity or making decisions. It's important not to use it for negative purposes or ego gratification. It's a beautiful practice that can lead to receiving insightful messages, provided you have a clear intention of what you wish to manifest or perceive. If you aim to wield greater influence in the realm of dreams, or achieve consciousness while dreaming, you can also consider this intriguing technique.
Let's go.
It can facilitate astral journeys or experiences of lucid dreaming, where you maintain awareness within
astral travel.
The dream itself. You can practice this technique either before bedtime, setting clear intentions, or directly in bed for lucid dreaming purposes.
I haven't been remembering my dreams for the past 3 months. It's very sad. It's like I don't even notice or feel like I slept. I just shut down and I wake up and I'm like, bop, boop. So I feel like a robot where when I hit go to bed, it's like go to bed mode and then wake up mode. That's it. There's no depth of me remembering. Apparently you dream every night, period. Your mind's always going. I stopped remembering it. And I think it's from smoking, which I kind of want to trade it. I kind of want to stop smoking so I can get my dreams back because I think dreams are cooler than smoking. Yeah.
However, if your goal is other than lucid dreams, it's advisable to practice seated with closed eyes, focusing intently on your desired experiences or inspirations. To practice this technique, find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably with your eyes closed. Focus your attention on the point between your eyebrows, the location of the third eye. Once you bring your attention to this point, As you inhale, imagine the breath entering gently and filling the space. And as you exhale, feel the air leaving slowly and steadily. Take a deep breath in, imagining that with each inhalation, this area fills with vibrant energy. Visualize or feel this energy accumulating at the third eye center. Continue breathing deeply and focusing on this energy until you start to sense a tingling sensation or a magnetic force in that area.
It's already there.
Once you feel this presence, take a moment to immerse yourself in it, allowing it to grow stronger with each breath. In this heightened state of awareness, mentally pose a question or state an intention. For example, where can I find what I seek? Show me its location. You might ask for inspiration, thanking for insights needed for a drawing, song, or project you are working on. Expressing gratitude often brings forth images and ideas. You can ask for guidance, inspiration, or clarity on a specific issue. However, avoid mentally forcing any requests. They should flow to you naturally and freely, which is why complete relaxation is key. Stay open and receptive to whatever images, thoughts, sensations, or sounds come to you. These may manifest as mental images or intuitive insights, rather than visual perceptions through your physical eyes.
Huh.
Maintain a state of gratitude and openness throughout the practice.
Yeah.
Trust.
It is important when you're trying to go down the path to spiritual awakening in any way, shape, or form. It's very important, at least from my experience, to be in a positive mindset. Now, you don't have to trick yourself and be like, "Oh, I'm so grateful for everything." If you're not, that's fine. But honestly, even if you're at like a even semi-negative or whatever going into it, you got to learn to mask that a little bit. Even if you have to trick your brain, just start to think of the good things that have happened throughout your life. Just being here in the present moment, that's a gift. That you've been through all the hard stuff and it hasn't killed you. You're still here breathing. That's a win. So start to think towards that, and then be grateful for that. Embrace the gratitude and the love. I would say love. So try to operate from your heart center when in meditation. That would be a key to unlocking higher realms of consciousness from my experience, you know.
In the process, and be patient with yourself. Even if no answers come to you during the practice, don't worry. Keep practicing and remain open. Answers may appear later, perhaps in your dreams, or through symbols, situations, or synchronicities. This practice is about connecting with your inner creativity and consciousness.
Amen.
Approach it with a clear and positive intention and calm mindset. Remember, we are like antennas that receive and transmit energy. By focusing your intention clearly, you align yourself to receive the insights or inspirations you seek. If you have concerns about negative experiences or fear, approach this practice with calmness and positivity. While natural, it requires a balanced and joyful approach to channel positive energy. Your intention and mindset greatly influence what you receive. To illustrate, Nikola Tesla used a similar method to receive his inventions. He would close his eyes, concentrate, and receive detailed images or ideas, which he then developed into inventions. In fact, Nikola Tesla once stated that he didn't invent anything himself, but rather, he believed he connected to a signal or transmission of creation.
Universal consciousness. Many people believe that's what God is,
Some refer
this energetic field that can't be seen or measured, but definitely exists, from which we get all our thoughts in any language, any shape or form. But we get these thoughts, these ideas. And some people argue, maybe it's not all just coming from our brain and only our brain. Maybe it's coming from this thought field that we speak of, God, energy, universal consciousness, the source of all things, where everything originally emanated from.
to as God, or the source of creation.
That's it.
Ultimately, I encourage you to try this practice for yourself. It's through personal experience that you will discover its truth and potential. And always keep in mind that when the external light fades, the light of our inner world shines brightly.
Ooh,
Thank you
amen.
for watching.
Thank you. Thank you for making the video. That's all we got in this one. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's your boy Sigma the Stigma. You have watched an episode of Sigma Reacts. And until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and live lavishly. I'm going to see all of you in the next reaction video. And until then, just know that I love you all. Peace, and God bless you.